exactly is a democratic society? In the simplest explanation, it is a government in which the people rule. However, this rule can differ for each and every democracy. In our democracy, the people rule by voting for the representatives and inhabiting certain rights. Some of these rights, as stated in the Bill of Rights, are freedoms of speech and the press, the right to assemble and to petition, the right to possess firearms, rights of privacy and private property, the ability to plead the fifth, the right to a swift and public trial, and protection from excessive fines or punishment. It is a blessing to live in a society in which a citizen can hold these rights, but a citizen should also face certain responsibilities for being able to pursue such power. Thomas Jefferson discussed this balance of rights and responsibilities in his first inaugural address, when he said, "All too will bear in mind this sacred principle, that though the will of the majority is in all cases to prevail, that will to be rightful must be reasonable, that the minority possess their equal rights, which equal law must protect, and to violate would be oppression." This small statement shows that one of our responsibilities as a U.S. citizen, and perhaps one of the most important, is to understand that every citizen has the same rights you have. For example, you can't allow yourself to bear constitutional rights, but infringe upon the constitutional rights of others because they have views that are in opposition to your own. A violation of the rights of any group in our society is a threat to the freedom of all of our society. We as citizens have a responsibility to respect the rights of all Americans. This brings upon another important responsibility, the one in which we must remain united and protect one another in circumstances that harm may be encountered. If a harmful situation is at hand, we must unite with our peers and fight. Generations of Americans have risked and given their lives to protect the rights we all cherish. All future generations have an equal responsibility to be ready to defend this nation. That is why we have the right to bear arms. We do not have this power to inflict pain and suffering onto one another, but to protect ourselves and our brothers and sisters from harm. If it is such a haste in this country to be selfish and hurt others to avoid pain on yourself, wouldn't that all be avoided if we were to just stand with one another and laugh and tell stories as if we were family, instead of inflicting the pain that humanity has so adjusted to? Martin Luther King Jr.'s "I Have a Dream" speech brings to mind another important responsibility we all share. Dr. King said, "I have a dream that one day this nation will rise up and live out the true meaning of its creed. We hold these truths to be self-evident, that all men are created equal." It is important that we remember our history. Equal rights for all Americans has not always been a reality, but throughout our history, brave leaders have exercised their rights to assemble, to petition, to protest, and to speak for a better society. A great responsibility of all citizens is to strive for equality and make sure we do all we can to live by those immortal words, recited by Dr. King and written by Thomas Jefferson. We hold these truths to be self-evident, that all men are created equal. What matters to me is that we remain a stable, peaceful, lively, and happy society, one that can grow from our past mistakes, one that becomes stronger from any repercussions we may face. If we respect the rights of others and we stand ready to defend the rights of all, America will continue to be the greatest nation on earth.